This video is sponsored by Mark 7 Car Wash Equipment, providing clean, dry, shiny cars for over 50 years. Visit mark7.net for more information.
Welcome to another episode of Newsmakers, the video series that takes you beyond the car washing and detailing headlines. Today on our Newsmaker interview, we're happy to welcome Sean McBride, Vice President of Car Wash at GetGo. Hello, Sean. Good to see you, and thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Rich. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting us to come along.
Not a problem. Happy to have you. So today's topic is on news of WetGo PRO's expansion into the Pittsburgh area. And Sean, I'm curious, why has car washing become a renewed focus for GetGo? What synergies exist between the C-store business model and car washing?
Well, if you look at a little bit of the history lesson on GetGo and when it comes to car washing, we have 41 car washes to date. What I always thought made GetGo a little bit unique compared to a lot of other C-store operations is we're more tunnel-based than we are in-bay based. So of those, we have about 30 tunnels, and the remainder are touch-free automatics. The renewed focus had a lot to do with senior leadership visiting other markets during some acquisitions we were making. If you're familiar with the Rickers organization in Indiana, GetGo purchased that a few years ago. And for the first time, they were spending a lot more time in a market unlike theirs. And they were seeing a completely different viewpoint of car washing from some other big box operators out there. And it was a thinking moment. It was a self-reflection of, are we doing this right? As well as, wow, just imagine what the opportunity for car washing actually is if we took this to such a larger footprint. That's the main reason why. When you look at the second part of your question with, what's the synergies that exist between the two? Car washing and C-stores have always, there's been a marriage there I think everybody can agree with. Pump sales naturally drive the car wash sale. We are not unlike a lot of C-store operations where 40 to 50% of our sales actually are being captured at that pump level. What we've changed in our model this year is we started a subscription service for the car washes about a year ago. Before you laugh too hard, Rich, I know the timing of that might not have been the best with the pandemic coming in, but we didn't actually know that was coming. So we just had to go with the flow. What we've learned though is that there's more synergies that exist between car washing and the C-store that we didn't even actually know would exist as well as it did. C-store drives the car wash business. Pump drives the car wash business. Could car washing drive the C-store or the gas business? What we're noticing right now is as our membership continues to grow, members are washing their car more often. That's not front page news to anyone that has a subscription car wash base right now. What we're noticing though is they're fueling more often. They're spending more money inside the store. So for the first time, we're actually driving business now to the C-store level as opposed to feeding off the other. Where that will take us, GetGo as an organization has a big task coming up in the next 12 to 18 months to ramp up all of our subscription efforts. And where we think we have a leg up on the competitors is we have services that we're able to sell at the store level that others cannot. The synergies though, we're still exploring back and forth with the different things. I would tell you though that there's been a welcome surprise that people that wash their car more often though, it results in a lot better sales uplift than we ever would have thought.
And we could see GetGo is noticing the benefits of car washing and making car washing a renewed focus by expanding and building car washes and renovating car washes. This WetGo Pro that we're here to discuss in the Pittsburgh area is actually a remodel of an older wash. As I mentioned, the chain is using a mix of renovations and new builds to expand after launching the brand in October 2020. So Sean, in the short term, will this continue to be the growth strategy or will it shift more towards renovation or new builds at some point?
Answer to the question is, to the first part, no doubt our growth strategy is going to be defined by new builds, but we had to test this pilot out somewhere. So in the fall, as you're mentioning, we had come up with what is WetGo Pro. What WetGo Pro is it's the express exterior offering. We've introduced the free amenities with vacuums, tile service, mat cleaning, multi-lane access. So we needed to pilot this. We picked one of our locations that was just a standard WetGo 80-foot tunnel, added these new amenities to it, and sat back and looked at the results. Sales have almost doubled as to what they were before. Membership growth was through the roof. Next thing you, of course, start to look at, right, Rich, is where can I do this in other places? Of the 41 washes, unfortunately, we're like most C-stores where the car wash was the afterthought on the property. I can say that with a smile on my face because I didn't work here at the time they were all laid out. We're kind of landlocked in certain locations where we can't make this type of an expansion, but we have identified, more than a dozen of our existing locations that can accommodate most of this. And we are already underway on those renovations at those sites. Going forward, though, we have expansion plans of about 30 additional car washes in the next 5 years as to what we currently have.
Interesting. So this latest car wash here, it's the first to be located next to a Giant Eagle supermarket, which I know is the parent company of GetGo. So is this a strategy that you're going to build on moving forward? And will the two businesses cross-sell and benefit from each other in any way?
Answer your question, absolutely. Again, grocery shopping and car washing almost goes hand in hand, doesn't it? The marriage of these two companies is one that comes from heaven. What we're currently doing is the recent opening isn't even just at a Giant Eagle. It's actually one of our 17 premier market districts. Market district is a higher level of the grocery store experience. It's got a multitude of different services that sells, but imagine that you've stepped into more of like the Mercedes-Benz of shopping. So this site is actually featured at one of those. It was interesting for me being an outsider coming into work here a little over a year ago, teaching the real estate team about express car washing and the different sites that we're looking for in order to be successful. The market district demographics and the outline for it, Rich, almost mirror that of what we look for in an A+ express car wash. So as you're looking for it, I started quickly saying to myself, like, well, where do we have a market district? Where do we have a Giant Eagle? We've been exploring over the course of the last 12 months what outlots are available that we already actually have first right of refusal, or it's actually our property. So it's the easiest for us to expand. As well as we want to own that corridor. So when there is the GetGo gas station, possibly has a cafe market and the grocery store, if you were to travel into our markets, you'd see that we kind of own that strip. We're going to complement that down with a car wash even so. All the things I'm mentioning, though, is just the geography side of this. Now you get into the fun stuff, right? The loyalty programs. Maybe you're this guy or maybe you're not this guy, Rich, but I can tell you that my wife and my family loyally uses the same grocery person as for gas, okay, to maximize those points and advantages. Car washing fits into that circle as well, okay? We are gonna have an opportunity here to offer a loyalty-based program that, quite honestly, no one in the car wash business can also offer unless too they are backed by these type of an entity. So geography is a natural fit for us, but the loyalty programs, we really feel like that's actually going to be the driving difference, what separates us from the competition and from the consumer is going to benefit the most.
Okay, understood. So, you discussed a little bit over the next 5 years what the vision is. GetGo operates over 260 locations. So, Sean, what percentage of these locations do you envision having an express car wash in the next 5 years? And as a follow-up, do you envision any independent wash locations that are not attached or near a GetGo location?
Again, if you look at our expansion, like what we're looking for in the next 5 years, you're looking at 80 new stores for GetGo as a whole. If I had to take a guess right now, 35 to 40% of those will include a car wash, or to your next question, a standalone car wash. Of the sites that we've already identified that we're going forward with the new platform, 2 are actually standalone operations, Rich. They're going to be just standalone car washes. They are not complemented with grocery or gas on the property. Land's a premium, both in size and in dollars. And when you look at the actual size that it will take to build a proper GetGo cafe market with a 120-foot WetGo PRO with the amenities and the things that we want on the property, there's not a lot of that dirt that's going to be available for us. You're looking at 2.5, 3 acres of prime real estate. in addition, you go to, I could build a car wash on this for 1.5 acres, perhaps it complements in an area where we have a GetGo or not. That's going to be a lot easier land grab for us. If you look at where will we, try to plant these strategically, right? So where we have gas and other outliers, we're trying to place these other operations in places that will complement it. But back to the subscription offering, you got 40 washes. A member for us is going to be able to use any of these washes they can right now. So whether that is a WetGo Pro or a standard WetGo, a strategy of ours is to pepper these into areas where a member can actually maximize the benefit of having multiple washes in the area, okay? Not just only being a member at one wash.
All right, sounds good. Well, again, congratulations on this recent news. And Sean, thank you for taking a few minutes to do this interview with me for carwash.com.
It was fun, Rich. Thanks for having us.